Hey Booger Eaters, it's Jonesy. Here we are, All Hallows Eve-ish if you're watching this when I post it. And we're at the end of hashtag Pretober. What's that? It's hashtag Preptober now? Oh, it's always been? And I've been wrong. Okay? Well, that's fine. It's the end of hashtag Preptober! Welcome to hashtag NaNoWriMo, boogers. So, this vlog's a little bit about, process, maybe just a little bit of process, more about anxiety, and sort of just a thing that happened to me as I was coming up with my idea for this year's novel. So I have my story in mind for hashtag NaNoWriMo, and I dig it. I told you guys last time it's a little bit outside of my wheelhouse. It's not really any kind of thing I've written before or anything I've dabbled in before, any kind of story I've ever told before. So I'm excited, but, leading up to having settled on it, I was just a mess. Hot mess. Just alternating bouts of imitator's paralysis and good old imposter syndrome. See, I knew that this time around I wanted to write a tragedy. That's not really something that I've dabbled in before. I've never really dug through those specific story beats or, the things that belong to tragedies and all the tragic stories we tell. I've never really jumped into that end of the pool. I'm really good at metaphors. And so I sat down and I put down a bunch of story ideas for my story. An arc. The main character's gonna come to a tragic end. It sounded amazing in my head. I put in all of the little details and ingredients for a great tragic story. Not, not like Oedipus Rex stuff, obviously, but like more modern and less icky. Okay, so all of this is right up here in my melon. Get out some paper, pen, start jotting down ideas. Start writing down characters. Now this is a departure for me. I don't write on paper. It's 2019. But I heard it's better for memory retention, so I'm trying to try something different. So I start writing down my characters, then I write down what those characters want or need, then I start writing down some scenes that they're going to be in, and some conflict with the other characters, and it's all coming together perfectly. Then I take a deep breath. I start reading it over again, and beads of sweat start coming to the surface. I don't know what that was about. And then it dawns on me, as I'm reading it, I just say to myself, this is Breaking Bad. You're gonna write Breaking Bad? So then I try to unjumble the whole mess like it's some stupid Rubik's Cube, and I reorder some things, and I put some things back down, I go back over it again, and I scratch my eyes, and it still looks to me like my favorite television show. And so then that little inner voice is just like, hey, good job. Why don't you just make the main character a meth maker and a drug lord? And obviously that's not what we want to do. We want to tell new stories, right? It's hard to tell new stories. But that is what you want to do. That's what we as storytellers strive for. We want to do something different. We want to say something different, right? Finally, I scrapped all that, I pushed it aside, and I texted our good friend Jaron, J.M. McCaffrey, YouTube superstar, wrestling legend, co-host of Whiskey and Wrestling. And so then, I kind of told him what I was going through, and after a little bit of brief banter and all that, he gave me some really great advice. Get over yourself, Jonesy. That easy, huh? Why didn't I think of that? But then the next piece of advice was a little bit better. It said, just don't compare yourself. Just tell your story. So that's what I did. I returned to my thing, my notes, realigned some things, moved some things around, and I dig it. I'm ready. And it turns out now, I look at it in that light, look at it with a fresh perspective. It's not that much like Breaking Bad, which is probably fine. That's how easy it is. You see, the thing is, you can't rely on yourself to reinvent storytelling or a genre or a type of story. Tragedies are going to resemble tragedies. Comedies are going to resemble other comedies. Our species, humans, have been telling stories for like 50,000 years. or 100 years. I mean, some amount of years. But that feeling that you need to reinvent the wheel or make something mind-blowing and awesome overwhelms Jonesy. Oh shit. It doesn't, really bring me to the brink of like a panic attack or anything like that, but it makes me anxious. And more importantly, it kind of makes me want to give up. Like, there's that, you get into that thing where it's like, oh, this thing's a little hard. I should go watch television instead. That's where I go to right away. But we don't give up here. This is the call to adventure. We do as Jaren said, and we get over ourselves. We get out of our head spaces and we just write. We make our plan, and then we may or may not stick to it, but we go and do. Because that's what we're here for, to tell a story. Happy NaNoWriMo, Internet. Here we go. It's time to get cracking. That's all we got for this week. That is all about anxiety and process. I'm Jonesy. Thanks for watching, Internet. I love you. Take care of yourself.